Let's get into the details of the Inflation Reduction Act. The government is giving the IRS an increased budget of nearly $80 billion. That's right, an $80 billion budget. This budget is supposed to help the chronically underfunded agency staff back up and boost enforcement measures to collect unpaid taxes from Americans. The IRS has been claimed to use the money to hire an army of 87,000 employees targeting the taxpayers. Now, this is where the misinformation begins. For many people, this move of the IRS means they will go after poor people. Another rumor says that the IRS is hiring more agents to go after the rich. Another version of the story is that the IRS will audit more people to collect more tax money, which will lower inflation. None of these assumptions is true. So let me tell you what is happening. The IRS will receive $80 billion over 10 years. Only $45 billion of that will be used to audit more Americans. But what about the news that the IRS will hire an army of 87,000 IRS agents to audit more Americans and double the size of the IRS workforce? Well, this is not true. And it is not going to happen either. The 87,000 number comes from a May 2021 report from the Treasury Department, which estimated how many full-time employees the IRS could hire over the next decade with the $80 billion received. So if they hire 87,000 employees over 10 years, you have to subtract the ones that are retiring, which is about half of them. The second thing that I want to point out is that not all of these new hires will be auditors. That number could include people filling roles such as computer programmers or customer service. But what about the auditors? Who are they going to audit? Will they go after low-income Americans, middle-income Americans, rich people, corporations, or small businesses? IRS says that in 2021, more than 50% of audits were conducted on Americans making under $75,000 a year. According to the report from 2010, since 2010, audits on low-income Americans have fallen 40%. However, audits on Americans making $10 million have fallen by 65%. This means that they've been focusing more on low-income Americans. Let me ask you an honest question. Do you know why the IRS goes after the low-income American? It is more likely that middle to low-income taxpayers will be the target of the IRS because it is cheaper for the IRS to get paid going after the middle and low-income taxpayer because they do not have the tax attorneys to defend them. Do you think the IRS would want to waste time trying to go after rich and dealing with their lawyers and accountants? The IRS will contact you if there are discrepancies between your tax return and the paperwork it has received from the employer's brokerage firm and other sources. At the end of the audit, one of three things is going to happen. Either you will owe the government money, the government will owe you money, the auditor will accept the return as originally filed. Why let the first one be your case? No matter what your case, one thing is sure, never ignore an IRS audit. It could eventually cause you to owe additional taxes and your bill to go to collections, which could cost you more penalties and fees. What you should do is ask for help of a professional. We speak the language, so most of the time auditors would want to work with us as tax professionals. So why deal with the IRS alone? HGA Professionals can help you with every tax problem or debt with the IRS. Reach us today at 833-829-5239, or you can reach us by going to our website at www.yourtaxlady.com.